Hey y'all, welcome to the Conversations Lounge podcast. I'm Stephanie, your host. We will be having real conversations with real people in real life. Today, I'm excited to sit down with a powerhouse in media and in relationships. She's a radio veteran, digital creator, and the mind behind Kendra G singles app. She's known for her bold and honest style. Let's welcome my cousin, our cousin, Miss Kendra G. Yes!
Yes! Thank you. Hi.
Girl, how was your flight?
Listen, this is my first time ever in Raleigh. You got me in Raleigh. I'm 46 years old. I've been to Charlotte, but I've never been to Raleigh. And I gotta tell you, I love Raleigh because the people are just so nice.
And friendly.
Yes, they're so nice and so kind. And, you know, my whole life is so busy. Like, I feel like every moment I have to get to the next moment.
Yes,
and everyone here is just kind of laid back, you know, relaxed and enjoying life more.
Yeah, because I know you living in Beverly Hills is something different.
Yes.
I love Beverly Hills, but if I stayed there, I would have to have probably like 20 jobs to live that life.
Oh yeah, it's definitely them bills ain't nothing to play with. But you know what? It's so funny. Listen, if I could do it, I feel like anybody can do it. Mm-hmm. It was always my dream to live in California. So that's been a dream forever. And when I had my last radio job in Chicago, because I had gotten fired from every radio job. That's just kind of, listen, I want to say this because I talk about this, like, how'd you get fired? People in radio know that's what happens. Like, it's the career where you don't get judged for getting fired because it's just kind of what happens in radio. They fire you for all downsizes, a new boss. Like, it's just kind of what happens. But when I went to Chicago, the last time I moved in 2015, the second time, I made it myself a promise. I was like, I'm going to quit my job before I get fired.
Oh, wow.
I made that promise when I took the job. And it took 8 years, but I was like, I wanted to go back to California. And trust me, even I didn't know I would go back to California in the manner in which I'm there now. I just feel very blessed, very blessed.
So what made you start doing radio? Like,
girl, I was in college. So when I was in college, you know, the thing about college, shout out to Hampton University. Yes. I went to Hampton and I'm not sure I think I might have told this story, but I majored initially in marketing because of the movie Boomerang. Because
what?
Yes, because Robin Givens was just so fly. I was like, okay, if I have to work, I want to be like Robin Givens, she was the head of marketing. She was fly as they come.
Yeah,
her outfits was down. So I was like, okay, I could do that. So when I initially went to Hampton, I majored in marketing. But what I did not realize, and they don't tell you this when you go to college, is you can go to college and graduate and not have a job. So It's like they don't tell you that part. They just say, oh, you go to college, you meet a man, you get married, and you live happily ever after. It does not always work that way. So my junior year, I have friends who were seniors that were graduating and they did not have a job. And I was like, oh shit, I got to get serious because I got 1 year left. And also I started to learn that a 9-to-5 career wasn't going to work for me because at Hampton we had career days and you had to dress up like professional and business attire requirements for career days, and I hated it. I was like, I can't do this. So I really just kind of sat with myself and I said, okay, if you could have any job in the world, what would it be? And I was like, I would be an MTV VJ, and Carson Daly was the MTV VJ at the time. So I did my research and he started off in radio. So I was like, okay, so Carson Daly started off in radio, and that's how he got there. So let me go down to the radio station at Hampton and audition. And I didn't even get the job on air because Hampton, you can, I'm not sure if it still works this way, but when I was in college, anybody in the city could be on the radio station. So it was Hampton students and locals that were auditioning to get a radio job. The station's WHOV 88.1 FM. And the program director thought I had a lisp. So he said, you could be a board operator, but you can't be on the air. And I could have just said no and walked away. And I was like, okay, you know, you got humble beginnings. So I used to run the board, but this is great because people don't know I edit everything that you see. Kendra edited. Nothing goes online without my eyes first. And I learned that when I couldn't be on the air. I was the editor. I was running the boards for other people. And then one day somebody got sick and then I had to fill in. And that's when my radio on air career began. And radio just really, like, there's people that are in the military and they'll tell you like the military was great for them because it took them all around the world. That's what radio did for me. It took me all around the world. I would not be where I am without my radio career and the people I got to meet. So I will always be grateful.
It's always good because you get to network and stuff. So what is it like transitioning from radio to becoming the girl with her own dating show? Like, and you known for being bold and honest. So let's get into that.
Well, listen, it's so funny because you asked me earlier about California, and I had to become my own boss to live in California because nobody wasn't giving me a job. And I was very adamant, and I'm not, like, I've been in movies and I've done some TV show too, but I'm not really an actress. But if I have a friend that got something, they're like, Kendra, you want this role? Sure, I'm going to do it.
Right.
So Cali is more so about acting and movies, and that just wasn't my bug. I knew I'm a personality. Like, I like doing interviews, and I had interview with Extra and oh God, Entertainment Tonight. I met with all the people and they was not hiring me, child. So I had to figure it out if I wanted to live in California. So I had to become my own boss. And my mouth is so reckless, child. I can't work for nobody. I can have partnerships because even in my radio career, and my colleagues will tell you, I was always so reckless with my mouth, even with the boss, and not necessarily in a mean way, just blunt, because here's the deal, like, and we talked about this but I don't have no kids, right? So when you got a job sometimes, and most people, you can relate to this, you would cuss your boss out if you could afford to, right? Like if you had enough money, because you might cuss your boss out and then you might lose your job, so you bite your tongue a lot. I never was the one to bite my tongue. I'm going to say what I need to say, and however the chips fall, they fall. And then it just got to a point where it's like, you can't keep talking to these people like that. Maybe that's why I got fired some of those times. So I love being my own boss, child. But it's not for the weak. I'm really a boss, which means I have to go out and get it. Like, I have to create money, you know, like I have to work. So
create your own job.
I have to create it. So, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, when you saying create, what made you think about or using cousin? What do cousin means to you? You
know what's so funny? For a long time, people were telling me to have like a name for my following, right? And I just felt like I was. And I don't want to say corny, but that just wasn't I was like, no, I just like y'all here, y'all supporters. And then I don't know who said it, but one day somebody said, cousin. And what I liked about cousin, it's like family, right?
Yes.
And everybody has that favorite cousin that you could kiki with, that, it's family. And then, we could spell cousin with a K. So I felt like that was really good because, my supporters, I really do feel like we have like a family bond, and it's all things family because, you got the family members who you don't fuck with.
Right.
So I got some cousins I don't fuck with.
Right.
Then I got the cousins who I'm riding for, who ride for me back. So I felt like cousins made sense, and it really is the essence of the people that support me and the people who don't support me. It's all family.
But you know what I thought about? It's Poetic Justice.
Yeah,
look,
that's my cousin.
Because I'm like, yes, you be the one that pull up like Cousin P. Yes, Uncle P.
But that's perfect though, because they really wasn't family, but everybody was like, you family, right? And that's a great analogy. Yeah.
And so I'm like down to earth too, and I'm just real friendly. So it's like, everybody your cousin. I can get along with any and everybody.
Right.
Yeah. So what made you want to create the dating app?
Yeah, the dating app was inspired by the dating show, and everything began in COVID. The pandemic was a terrible time, but it really was a life-changing moment for me. I told this story, but I'm going to tell it because I know everybody doesn't really probably know how everything originated. I was in a relationship during the pandemic, and we broke up during COVID, and I became single. And if you remember that time period, this is like pre-mask. So we were told, don't even go to your mama house. Like, whoever you was with yesterday, that's the only person you could be with until we figure out what the hell's going on in this world. So I was with my boyfriend, then we break up, and we didn't live together. So I went back to my home, and I was like, okay, I felt like my dog Philadelphia, my baby girl, she's in doggy heavens now. She's in doggy heaven. But I felt like it was me and her, and I said I felt like Will Smith and I Am legend. Like, it was just me and my dog child. We couldn't go to the radio station and everyone's trying to figure it out. But D Nice was connecting us all via music on Instagram Live. So I was just like, you know what? If I feel this way single, I'm quite sure other people feel this way single.
Especially during COVID.
Yeah, during COVID. So it wasn't even like a show at the time. I was like, I'm going live tonight on Instagram Live. If you're looking for love, I'm going to hook you up. Like, I made like a quick little flyer. It was black with white words. And I went live. And the first night, I knew the first night, I was like, this is going to change my life. If I took it serious, it would forever change my life.
Because you got a huge following on like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Yes.
Was you like nervous? Because you know, this is you broke my virginity as far as the TV, being on TV podcast. But like, what advice would you give, someone to just starting out,
Be yourself. Because you can't mess up with being yourself. Here's the thing. I'm perfect at being Kendra. I don't have the desire to be perfect in life. I just want to be perfect at being Kendra. And that job is easy to fulfill because it's whatever Kendra is.
Right.
Whatever Kendra is in this moment right now, it's the perfect Kendra because this is all that you got. Can't nobody beat Kendra G at being Kendra G. So the advice I always say, you always gonna win the race when you're not competing with anybody other than yourself. So I just want you to like sit back and relax. I've also been doing this for 20 plus years. So I remember like very early on in my career and I always talk about it because my very first major interview was Kanye West.
Oh,
like
wow.
My first full-time job was in my first full-time job in radio. Because I had radio jobs, but my first full-time job was in Buffalo, New York, WBOK 93.7. I think that's the call letters. And Kanye was a producer getting ready to drop his first album in February. And it was December. And he comes in. Now we all know Kanye, right? At this time, I didn't know what I was getting into. He like took over my interview child. Like, I was like, I'm gonna get fired. I just got this job because I could not control this man in this interview.
So he been like that.
Oh no, he's been like that's what I'm saying. Like, now if you sat down with Kanye, people would know what to expect. But no, he was I was giving him a compliment and he was like, this ain't like, I always tell this story. Because I believe it was back then we had Source Magazine and Vibe Magazine. Source had the microphone, so it was Vibe Magazine because he got like, I want to say Vibe had like 4 records and they like for albums they used to rate and they gave him 3, which I thought was amazing because he's a producer getting ready to drop his first album. And I'm like in the interview like, congratulations, Vibe Magazine gave you 3 records. He's like, what you trying to say? My album is the same as Wu-Tang? And I was like, whoa, what? So I'm assuming Wu-Tang got 3 records too. He was like, man, I can't wait for my album to drop. I'm going to go on Hot 97 and tell everybody I'm going to change the world. I tell everybody I'm going to be the hottest rapper. I'm going to change the game. And I was just like, whoa. But
because you didn't know what to say.
I didn't know what to do. And I was so young, I couldn't control it. But what I appreciated so much about that interview, and to this day, and this is why I always tell people I will always love Kanye. Kanye has been a part of my whole career journey in so many aspects. Do I agree with everything that comes out of his mouth? Of course not. But do I have a love for him that will never go away? Absolutely, because I focus on the good and the things that my experience with him, and it's been a lot of experiences, but just to wrap it up, he taught me, don't let somebody speak over your life. I thought I was giving him a compliment, but he had higher hopes for himself. And everything he told me, he did that shit. So even though I couldn't contain him, some people are not meant to be contained, but I would have it no other way.
But that's something serious to speak positivity over yourself, you know. And
go ahead.
Yeah, so that's good because I always tell my children that all the time, speak positive, and because the tongue is powerful. So I guess that's what he was probably trying to say. And that way that he's going to be bigger. He spoke it and he's awesome.
And then speak positive upon your life and don't let nobody speak negative to your face. Listen, you can say whatever you want to say about Kendra G if I'm not in the room. That's your business. But in my presence, I'm going to correct you on spot. Because like you just said, words are powerful.
Yes.
And I'm not going to allow anybody to curse me with their limits that they really have for their lives, because a lot of times people are just projecting what they have for their life, right? So if you have aspirations or ambitions above their own, they get offended. So they don't, and now they have to, they got to knock you down.
Some like crabs in the bucket.
Yeah, it's like they got to knock you down because who are you to think higher of yourself than I think of myself? Well, you need to be like me then. You need to think better
right,
of yourself.
exactly.
Y'all really don't know how.
Yeah, because I'm going to be over there at Beverly Hills with you real soon.
Come on, girl. You know, we can go to the wool drop. We can have some.
Yes.
I got a Beverly Hills tour that I have when I bring people. So come on, I got you.
Oh, look. Actually, I'll be there in a couple of more weeks.
Okay, well, then we doing it. Doing it.
But what would you like... Take us back to the start of your podcast.
Of my podcast or of the show?
I'm gonna say the podcast.
Okay, the podcast. So my podcast, honestly, Kendra G, I just started. That was something that I always wanted to do. Obviously, I was in radio, so it's very comfortable for me in that space. But when I quit my radio job 2 years ago when I was in Chicago, 2023, and then to move to California, you know, I underestimated how much work it will take to really launch a dating app, and that just really took over my life.
I like that. That's nice. Like for real. As far as the dating app and connecting people and giving them their space to be their self and just meet people, because it's kind of hard dating now,
Yeah, well, it's hard dating because the rules have changed and people have not accepted the new rules. So this is why, like, a lot of people keep talking about our grandma's times. That's might as well put that in the dinosaur conversation. Like, the rules of dating are completely different from our grandma's times and our grandpa's times. And a couple things is there was no social media. So your grandmother just had to be the flyest girl in the city, period. She didn't have to compete with girls around the world. You know, your grandfather just had to make the most money in the city. Now, it's not foreign for men who did pretty well to have more than one woman. Like, that was happening back in the day. The difference is the side family or the side chick didn't have a Facebook page and she wasn't posting the photos with your husband, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Or like you really just had to come together at the funeral, but it was like,
no, but that's the truth though, because this is nothing new. This been going on for years.
It's been going on forever, but there was no, social media, men would say, nah, I can't cheat in peace. And that's what it is. They're like, my granddaddy was able to cheat in peace. He didn't have to worry about the world's opinions because guess what? There are a lot of women who, and listen, there's no judgment, because one thing about hosting a dating show, it has opened my mind so much that there's so many different ways to date, and you really got to figure out what works for you. One thing I've learned is there's some women who might be okay with the share the man factor, right? Like, as long as it's not in my face. But what happens is she can't deal with the embarrassment factor.
Right.
So then it becomes a situation of, okay, I kind of already knew he was out there, but now everybody knows he's out there and I'm still going to be by his side. Like, that's the pill, I think a lot of women, when they deal with those type of men, that's a hard pill to follow. But listen, and this is no diss, because I love her in real life. But if you're going to be about it, be like Rashida. Rashida don't give a damn what nobody on the internet got to say about her and Kirk. She going to be with her husband until Jesus take him. And that's what it is.
And some women, I feel like, they want to keep it in the family. Like, because she been with it for a long time. And, okay, well, this who I'm with, we got our family. We built this empire. It's just what it is. What it is.
Many years ago I did radio in Atlanta, and I remember interviewing Rashida, and it was, I think I want to say it was season 2. And I remember she said, season 1, Kurt was like this good guy, according to like standards, right? And they didn't really have that much of a storyline. As soon as he became what people call toxic, they got popping. Like, it was like more people gravitated to him as a toxic man than a faithful husband. But this is what I would say to that. That's their business. And whether I agree with what she stays in her marriage or not, my opinion don't matter.
Exactly.
Like, I always tell people, listen, I'm not running for president. Your vote don't count in my decisions in my life. So what I do respect about Rashida, she like, I don't care what none of y'all say. That's my husband. You ain't got a man. And one thing I will say is, how a side chick gonna get mad at a wife?
A whole wife.
Like how a side chick gonna get mad at a wife for want to stay with her husband? Girl, what? I don't get it.
But you want him though.
But you want him, because if I leave him, you gonna be with him. So how you judging me? So whether can I be in that dynamic personally, it probably wouldn't work for me. That's not the point. If it works for them, it works for them. And what I use them as an example is, if you're going to be that type of girl that's going to be okay with it, then you better get that Rashida package and be with it with your chest and correct anybody on spot when it comes to her man, because she don't care what nobody got to say.
No, and at the end of the day, she's the wife, she's the boss, and she controls it all. So you might be here and there, whatever, but she's the boss at the end of the day.
Yeah, like I have learned that other people's lives is their business, and they have to wake up with themselves. And if she likes it, I love it. It's her business.
And we don't really know. We just see what's on social media, so we really don't know what's what. We really don't know.
Right. Not to say and also this is also, whether people know it or not, y'all help them make more money too.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like, okay, do what you do, because this is going to my bank account.
Right. So and to bring it full circle, so I had brought that example up because I was just saying that there's women, like we said, have been dealing with certain type of men's behaviors forever. It's just now with social media, now you got to do it in front of the world, and that's the pill I think a lot of women can't swallow.
But can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Would you forgive cheating if it would never happen again?
I think that in life, nobody's perfect, right? So if it was an honest mistake, and I would want to understand, like, how do you fall and your penis fall on somebody else's vagina? And
Right.
But I think that, listen, I think that I've been in relationships that were not perfect. So let me say that, right? And I think I tried the forgiving aspect. I think I could work with one time of let's figure out what happened, right? But I always say this: if a person breaks your heart and they see how much you cry, and I'm going back to like high school, learn this, right? My first boyfriend, and they see the amount of pain they put you through for the betrayal, right? That should be one time enough. If they do it again, then they don't really care about you. Exactly. So I think you can give a one-time pass if that's going to be the case. But I think that with women, this is why women were so amazing, because we have an intuition. And I think if women could be honest with themselves, maybe not honest with Kendra, or maybe not honest with Stephanie or your girlfriend, but if you was just in your own presence by yourself, you know who you're dealing with, right? Like, you pretty much know the man that you're dealing with, and you have to decide, can I deal with him in this way if there's things that you don't want to deal with? So, because most men who cheat, they reveal themselves pretty early, right? Like, it's really not that hard to understand. And then the men who are not cheaters or who are just truly faithful and all those things, that's their cloth too. Like, things aren't difficult. Like, yeah, we could do Thanksgiving together. Yeah, you could call him and he wakes up and he calls you right back. Like, it'd be real easy when there ain't nothing going crazy on. So I talk like the red flag factor. Sometimes we're gonna be in Six Flags. Bitch, you right. Six Flags, you do.
So yeah. I mean, so what is it like? Would you not compromise on? Like, what would you not give up that you wouldn't put up with at all?
So I've learned in my dating experience, I can't. So like, you asked me like the one time cheating, right? So I'm like, okay, if I could deal with it one time, ultimately I can't deal with other women. So I'm not the girl that can be with a man that has to have more than one woman. That doesn't work
for me. Me either.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. And I think that's what it always comes down to at sometimes. Like, I've had relationships, and when it kind of gets there, that's my out factor. And I've learned that because that, and then like, I've dated, the world I live in, sometimes a lot of these men have money. So normally they're just used to getting whatever they want.
Getting what they want, dealing with who they want to deal with.
And just be happy. Like, you're with me. Like, what are you complaining about? Like, exactly. you get to be with me, aren't you happy?
See, I'm not that type. Like, no, because I'm the one too. So I'm the prize. So I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. So I just learned that this is what I've learned, that even if I could, let's say if I'm like, okay, let me see if I could get past this. My spirit can't. My spirit can't. Like, my spirit can't rest. My spirit can't do it. My spirit is just like, no. And maybe it's your intuition, but when your spirit can't rest in a relationship, then there's nothing else you can do.
It's over, right?
Yeah, like I always say that men say they want a woman that gives them peace. You don't think a woman wants peace too?
Exactly.
Like literally, I just said this recently in my podcast. A woman wants peace too, and I don't have peace of mind if I can't trust you. If when you're going outside, I don't really know what you're doing. If you're going outside and you're talking about me with other women, like if you don't got my back, that doesn't bring me peace. So just like you need peace, I need peace. But what you have to realize is you might have to disconnect from that human, and if they won't bring you peace and they're not who you say you really want to be with. And sometimes that's hard too, because you gotta disconnect with the perks. Right. And the perks are all different things that might be valuable to you.
And that makes it real difficult. But I see I have a game too.
Okay, we'll play your game.
So you want to play my game first?
Let's play your game
All right,
first.
let's jump into it, okay?
Okay, let's jump into it.
All right, so basically it's taboo.
Okay.
So you have to read the first sentence, word, or whatever.
Okay.
And you can't say the forbidden words. And you got to describe it, and I got to guess what you saying.
Okay, so
but you can't say the forbidden
now,
words.
have you already looked at this?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Okay, because I'm like, do you know these answers?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I got to describe it, and then these are the words I can't. Okay. Words I can't say. Okay.
Right at the bottom.
Okay.
But you got to describe the sentence.
Okay, describe the sentence. Okay, these are things I can't say. Okay. Butterfly. Oh, I can't say that word.
Oh God.
What do you think Sierra and Russell are in?
A marriage.
A marriage. Okay.
Love.
Love. Okay. Am I saying it? It's in love.
Oh, in love. That's what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I told you I didn't look at it. I can't look at it. So the word is in love.
Yeah, the word is in love.
I was good. I was close.
Yeah. Okay.
You can do one more. Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing one.
And then I'm going to do two on you.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Okay. Forbidden. Oh, God. Spring. Oh. Okay. Oh, forbidden. Coco Chanel.
Stylist.
Oh, okay. Dior.
Designer.
Oh God. Okay. Oh God. Something. God. Essence.
I don't know. Designer, stylist.
Okay. Essence.
Money.
Okay. Okay. Before you go take a shower, and then after you leave the shower, you might do something else.
Dress up. Put on clothes.
Okay.
Lotion up or makeup. Beauty.
Okay. This could help increase your hygiene. Scent.
Perfume.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You said Coco Chanel. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's my favorite. Coco Chanel's my favorite perfume.
Oh, wow.
So I know, but it could be other things. Okay, so
but you know what I was thinking about?
What?
The bag.
I know. But but Coco Chanel is the perfume, and Chanel is the bag.
Right, but that's what I was thinking. Okay. Put on before your show.
Makeup, lashes, lipstick.
Lashes.
She said put on before your show.
Yes.
I love Beyonce, but I didn't wake up like this.
Okay. Always holding in your hand how you communicate.
Oh, your phone. Texting.
Yes, texting.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got those two because we're gonna jump into your game.
Okay.
Be easy on me now. Be easy.
Okay, so this is a game I created because the one thing about being in this space, I just want people to know that the single season is not a bad season, right? There's some men who have signed up for single season for life because they enjoy it so much. And I know women romanticize the fantasy of relationships, right? You know, we grew up on Disney World and Cinderella. But I don't want women to lose happiness because I say this, be happy in this moment because life is for the living and it's not just about your relationship status. And if you're not married yet, if you're not have kids yet, if you're just single, there's still a joy. So I wanted to create something called, it's the Kendra G Singles Live card game. And the tagline is, who says being single can't be fun? But I play this game with married people, and married people can play it too. So even though we market it to single people, we gonna market it to everybody, child. So I picked out some pre-questions. So inside the box, there's shot glasses. So sometimes there's shot questions, or if you don't want to answer a question, you could take a shot.